This is It's Not in the Syllabus podcast, the how-tos of a student beyond classroom walls. This is the podcast where you, yes you, get to learn what they don't teach you at school and ace that test called life, or at least get a passing grade and get by. It's Not in the Syllabus is a podcast brought to you by the Adventist International Institute of Advanced Studies, together with the Student Association, where we feature stories by the students and for the students. Join us as we discover life lessons you'll surely need. Hi everyone! Welcome to the 14th episode of It's Not in the Syllabus podcast. And to continue our love relationship theme for February, as we are nearing Valentine's, we have a special guest with me. We have Miss Marigold and Pastor Angel Cuenca with us, and we will be talking about keeping the fire in your marriage alive. So this is specifically for our dear married couple listeners. So thank you so much for accepting this invitation.
You're welcome.
Okay, so allow me to introduce you a little bit to our audience. So Pastor Angel is an ordained pastor with a Master's of Divinity from Andrews University, that's in Michigan. And he has been serving the Lord in different places as a senior pastor for 15 years. And the last 14 years was with the Oregon Conference, while Ms. Marigold, his wife, is working as a skilled nurse at or a registered nurse in the administration department there. So he is here at IS to take a PhD in biblical studies, while Ms. Marigold is pursuing medicine at AUP. And they have two beautiful children, Adrielle and Rosette. I hope I'm pronouncing it correct.
Rosette.
Oh, Rosette. Okay. And as a family, they enjoy serving the church and different endeavors, doing exercises, and spending quality time together. There you go. Such a beautiful bio, and so pleased to have you here. So how are you both doing?
Doing well and so excited to be in the campus. We
Okay.
have so many blessings here.
Amen. So maybe just to start off our conversation, how many years have you both been married?
15
15. 15. And you met in the Philippines or?
in the Philippines, yeah.
Oh, okay. Can you share a little bit of your love story? How did that pan
I
out?
was desperate because I was not getting married. I was already old, and I came to the Philippines because my nephew was doing MD here, and he said, "Come over." I was boring them. We were talking one time, and he said, "Come over here. Every foreign that comes to go out marry."
Oh, I see the motivation right there.
So I came, and then yes, I met her, and I was supposed to go to the sanitary church that is because I heard that was full of nurses. I was looking for a nurse.
There's a specific market.
Yeah, so, but I ended up not being able to go because we get late. So then I went to her church without knowing that she was there.
Yes.
And I met her there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it seems like it is providential too that he
It was.
went. Yes, it was providential because he visited my church. I haven't been in my church for a while because I was studying at AUP. And on that particular time, I returned to my home because we were invited. I was with a choir and we were invited to sing at Momsey. But my mom didn't wake me up, so I was late and I wasn't able to go to Momsey. So he wasn't able to go to Momsey and I wasn't able to go to Momsey, and we met each other in my church. So it is like God led us
For you
together
to meet. And that was the first time you met?
That
Yes.
was the first time.
I thought he was studying in AUP that time.
No.
In IS, he was.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So we have like that, like our foundation that the Lord was planned that encounter. So that have helped us, I think, in
And
our marriage.
when you met each other, were you like, I don't know, love at first sight? Like, how did you
For
know?
me, it was that way.
Oh, wow.
I think it is because men are usually mostly
Visual.
visual.
Visual,
and women are auditive, so it took me
while.
another encounter for us to have like.
In my case, I saw her after the sermon and the padlock, and I saw her, and I knew that she was
Gonna be your wife.
perfect for me.
Oh, wow.
What I was looking for long.
Wow.
What I was looking for a long time. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I really want to ask you more, but unfortunately, that's not our topic today.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's very nice. Our previous episode, which was about finding the one, similar. You know, God's providences were seen along the way.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's so nice to hear this.
Sure.
Yeah. So because our topic is about keeping the fire in marriage alive, maybe you can explain to our audience what is actually pertained when we say fire. Yeah.
Probably when we say about fire is that like the first days when you fall in love or when you are dating, you are like without sometimes able to sleep well because you are thinking always on that person and you're the one that capture your attention. But of course, as time goes by and you get married, sometimes that fire or those attentions, those feelings that you experience at the beginning, emotions, sometimes start fading, right? And that's why we need to, let's say,
fire alive.
To shake the fire or something.
Wake you up.
Just tell your
The fire.
experience.
Yeah.
You have an additional comment on that?
Yeah, that's what it is. It seems like it is the love for each other, your affection, and that's
The romance.
Yeah, the romance that needs to always be awakened.
Keep alive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
intentionally awakened in a marriage relationship.
Yeah. And I think I like what you said, being intentional about it, right? Because it is a fact of life that it's not always there. Maybe you start with it, and actually even some couples don't even start with it, which is unfortunate. But
Yeah.
so it's important to have it, right? And that's also why we're having this conversation. But I'll take you back a little bit. So how long was the dating period? And then like when were you married? Like what was the time frame?
Our was maybe not the usual that we sometimes have dating 2 or 3, 4 years and then we
Okay.
get married, because in my case I was already old and I needed to settle this. So if I be waiting or we will be waiting like 5 years or something like that, it will be like
Do you
so
mind,
long
sir,
already.
if you share the age gap? I'm just curious because you brought that up.
Yeah.
18 years old.
18 years of difference.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
I would have not known.
I didn't know at the
Would have
beginning.
not known.
I did. We all
Wow.
both of us, we didn't know at the beginning. I was praying to the Lord to give me somebody who will be above 25. But I was praying for that. So when I met her, and at the beginning I just was guessing because she said that she was finished already her
Nursing.
5 years of nursing. So I assumed that she will be about 20,
25
24, 25 because she is already graduated.
It turns out.
But when we were already dating, I was really falling in love
I
with
was
her.
just 20.
Fell in love with her, and we were already dating, and we were already for each other. So then when we say our ages, it was a surprise for
Both
us.
Yeah.
So you didn't
for both
expect
of us.
him
Yeah, he
to
was.
be-
Yeah,
Because I
he was
didn't look
doing.
like
He was doing
like
a
the
lot
age that
of soccer.
Uh-huh.
He played a lot of soccer here in IS. So when I met him, he was actually 37, 38, but he looks like 25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'm really still surprised. I feel like I'm interviewing you for the wrong topic. I shouldn't talk about like age gap. No,
So but then when we realized there was, of course, a serious conversation about that, because I didn't like at the beginning the idea of having that gap. But then we decided she had to take a decision. I said, but look well, open well your eyes, and
okay.
etc.
Oh wow, yeah. Okay, I know this is a bit off topic, but how did you actually deal with that, like age gap? Maybe on your side, yeah.
Yeah, I think what worked with our relationship, not just with that particular topic, is that we communicate a lot. We talk a lot, hours and hours, even until the next morning. We will talk and talk and
Sometimes
talk.
we went sleep
Open
just
up,
talking.
We open up, like we have certain discussion even before we have the kids. Our future, our plans. We talk a lot as a couple, and it worked out. Adjusted our differences because we communicate openly.
It seems that also, even though we have that difference, my way has been always like not just looking younger, but acting younger.
That's the secret.
That has been always that way, always since little. So that I think naturally, of course, those let's say those things that you only know. Sometimes you don't, even yourself, you might not know, but God knows, and that's, I think, is key. That He knew it, what He was doing, or something like that. What He was doing, joined these two guys that. Even she, of course, different cultures a little bit, even though we have many similarities with Filipinos, our culture, Latin American culture. But still we have some differences also. And it helps also the fact that she came and she learned the language. She knew all my family. She met all my family. My mom that was alive in that time. She's not alive anymore. So that helps a lot.
And I think from what you shared, what's really beautiful there is that, I mean, of course, age matters to an extent, but it's really your compatibility in terms of your wavelength, like intellectual, conversation, spiritual, because you are aligned in that sense, then, you were able to bring it forward, And of course, God is always key in all of this. Okay, so so far, I mean, 15 years is a long time. How do you deal with your ups and lows? I assume you have both, right? Both highs and lows,
Yeah, especially at the beginning, because of course,
differences.
Even in the same with the same language, with the same culture, the fact that you grow up in a different home, sometimes there is different ways to do things. Even in that time, you need to have patience. You need to be intentional to settle things and to have a good relationship. So more in our way that we were distance in age and also different culture.
So what we usually do is that with the experiences, like the highs, we remember it, we will reminisce it. We actually share it with our kids, and it's like reliving it again. And for the lows, we usually learn from it and try to forget about it. So that's what we have been doing. So
we have a custom. Every time we have friends, and especially couples, we ask them how they met, and please tell us your stories. And normally it is fun, and it is very nice to remember. So, and they also always ask us, and we always tell because we consider that is a nice story, because we haven't said details now. It is long, but when we say that, we are like doing exercise to how they call it, shaking the fire.
Remember
That's
and our
what we are
kids
doing.
enjoy it
And
a
they
lot.
always tell us, tell your story, tell your story.
Really?
Don't forget to tell your story, something like that. They love it.
That's
They love
nice.
it again, and they have listened many times.
And they still want
And they want it
ask
always.
them.
Tell your story. Always.
Some kids, they cringe at their parents meeting, but that's
No, they
good
are
training
always-
for your kids. So in terms of this keeping the fire, that means there are couples who experience losing it, right? So what do you think has been the signs, or in your 15 years, when did you actually realize that, maybe we need to be more intentional with, how,
I think as a pastoral family, since we have been with churches, we have observed again and again the same patterns. And couples that have problems, we have noticed that they sit separated, even in the church, far away.
Really?
Far away. We have seen again and again the same thing. And when we see already the husband sometimes with their friends. They are sitting far away, and the wife and sometimes and the kids in another corner far away. And then when we sometimes visit and casually they start saying things, telling us things, negative things, and they say we are divorcing, and sometimes we, you know that those are, once you see it again and again, you notice that those are like some symptoms that they are far away. They don't do things together. They criticize each other. When the husband is telling some things, she contradicts, things like that.
Yeah, vice versa. Yeah, it's just like an outward manifestation of their disconnect already. So that's the thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so and these are the signs that we see as a third party, but as a couple who is actually inside, because most likely than not, it doesn't happen at the same time. One gets disconnected first, right? So internally between a couple, like, what are the signs? Is it when, I don't know, he stops updating you? I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Sure.
What do you think?
I think it is when the other person doesn't care about what you're doing already. Like, because usually you know where your spouse is, what he's or she is doing. And if I think if you don't even like talk anymore, or you start fighting for the littlest thing.
Small things.
Yeah, it's like it bothers you, like just the presence of that person. So I think that shows, and I think before it gets bigger, the couple needs to sit down and talk what's going on. Why, before we like to enjoy the presence of each other,
but now
it bothers me just to see you, something like that. So yeah.
The truth is that we need to be, as couples, we need to be intentional. We need to be proactive. We cannot be lazy in doing things to maintain the relationship. So that is key. I think that we need to do things. We need to plan. We need to talk. We need to plan to do things together. And we have made those commitments in those big conversations or long conversations that we have. We have made those commitments to do things together.
Yeah, I mean, actually, the reason why we invited you is because we have been inspired at just how, you bond as a family, and, we see you together doing things. And I mean, even for us singles, without families, we're inspired to see such a healthy habit. So in terms of being intentional, what do you have maybe like tips on like actual activities that couples can do? Yeah, maybe as a couple.
For example, we have agreed to do exercise together. So we there in US we had a membership in a gym, and we go together to do workouts.
Both lift weights.
With your kids or just
no, when they were little, they have a babysitting,
childcare, and they do exercise in the gym. In the US, they have like some activities for
the kids also.
Yes,
because they have so many kids there. But, and so they were there, but when they grow up and they can be by themselves, then we go just
the both of you.
Wow.
And then we run together, we play soccer together, we play basketball together, everything together. And the kids also. So so we noticed that they like it. And they miss it. When we go camping, of course, since they are little still, we go together. We do everything together.
Another thing is that, for example, as a couple, as a family, we have our finances together too. There's no like secret in our family with our little kids. There's like no secrets. Like we
don't have such a thing that my money, your money, my account, your account. No, we have
everything together.
We share everything.
We are one.
We are
like as what the Bible says. one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now I
But-
feel like we should interview your kids. They probably could share something about, I don't know, finances. Oh, that's really nice and sweet. And you're actually hitting two birds in one stone because, you know, you're keeping yourselves healthy and fit, but doing it in such an enjoyable way, right? Yeah. Maybe we should go just a little bit on the romance side. Like, you know, again, 15 years is a long time, but not super long for some couples. So, like, how do you deal with, you know, gift giving or like events? How do you celebrate those? Yeah. Events.
Like birthdays for
Valentine's,
the-
yeah,
the two-
Valentine's,
yeah.
birthdays. Like, are you intentional about, oh yes, I must do something, or like, you know, we will do this forever. We don't need to. Yeah.
Maybe we are a little bit different, like most people. That if you don't do a big party, maybe they get that you are neglecting or things like that. We rather do thinking our budgets, thinking of and the priorities. What is more important to celebrate and to throw a big party and then being broken later on, or just to. How they call to do simple. Maybe sometimes we just go with the kids and to a restaurant and eat, and that will be all. Or maybe even nothing is okay. Still, we don't get offended.
We just
We still are happy.
enjoy time
We still
together.
enjoy.
Yeah.
We do sometimes very small. We prefer to not to spend our money in things that are not important, and then to be in one thing in another things that are important.
Yeah. The
That's
thing
what
is
we
that
have.
in the earlier stage of our marriage, we learned that the number one issue, the reason, and at least in the US, the reason why the people get divorced is because of money.
Yeah, money,
That's the reason why we promised
sure,
ourselves that we won't get in debt, so that we won't
We try
we
not
will
to get
not
in debt.
be
That's
stressed
another thing.
about that part of our.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. You've already mitigated, identified the risk, and mitigated. That's really nice. And yeah, I think this topic, there's a lot of different ways because right now we're just covering the emotional, romantic side, and there's like other sides of marriage that we can talk about on and on. But if there was one thing that you would like to leave out to our audience, maybe you can address it. We can go ladies first, and then
Yeah. I think the most important part of marriage is putting God as the center of your relationship, because putting Him in the center makes the couple closer together. So that's the most important thing, I believe.
Yeah. They call the triangle of love or something like that, where God is there and you are there. The closer you are to Jesus, the center, the closer you will become
With each other.
With each other also. So that what she says is key. I think we started with God, and then of course there are some practical things that we should be intentional in doing. And of course, when we see somebody who have made it, who are older, we always ask them,
We need
"What
to
did
learn
you
from
do?"
them.
We need to learn. We need to be open, of course, to cancel also. That's a good thing to succeed in
Wow.
life. Yeah.
Such a beautiful reminder. Yeah, actually, Triangle of Love, I think, is an online dating site for Adventists, if I'm not mistaken. I feel like I've heard it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we will actually cover that in our succeeding episode, online dating, speed dating, and things like that. So thank you so much, Ms. Marigold, and also Pastor Angel.
You're
We've
welcome.
learned a lot. I hope I will learn something to take away in the future. But yeah, I hope our audience have also learned a thing or two. And if you do like this episode, we hope that you will like, share, and subscribe. And we hope to see you on the next episode. Bye!
Bye.